All right, it's ready now.
Are we ready? Yeah. Go live. Go live. Listen, I'm making a cup of tea.
Are you making your cup of tea now, bro? I
want everyone to get ready because right now I got man in my toxic group, yeah, asking where the link is, and I have shared it in there already, but I don't know what's happened because it's probably been so much post since I shared it. So if anyone's in the group that's already watching this, I hope someone is.
What, the YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah, they want the YouTube.
These idiots are gonna pop up in the comments and that as well, innit?
Yeah. Well, do you know what it is? Because you know what it is. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have this out. You know what I mean? We're gonna have this out.
I don't care, bro. I don't care.
I know.
We got some other real shit to talk about in the world.
I know. And to be quite honest, you know, from hearing a little bit of your side of the story, I can fully understand where you're coming from.
So we were supposed to do a show last week, though, innit? Obviously, man was kind of busy. But when I done that debate on RT News, you was like, we ain't gonna have the same momentum we had last week. We really should have done it last week because you had.
Yeah, I know, but you know what it is? Before we get to that, yeah. All right, fuck it. I hope everyone is already like locked in because we're just gonna go over this quickly. We're gonna get this out the way. So obviously, you know about my group on Facebook, my what you call the toxic group.
Yeah? I had to leave it because it just became a toxic space. And even Terra, like you're added Uno. It's like it's like an intentional toxic space. Like
I hear you. But what I want to talk about is how it's left now. Yeah, you left very abruptly, and you left after Simon. He offered you to get in the ring. So the talk on road is Nova didn't want any smoke. So this is what I'm saying. Is that what is your reasons for leaving?
These men are talking about this is Powerpuff smoke, bruv. There is no smoke, bruv. I'm saying there's no smoke. Do you know what the bad thing, bruv? Yeah? Let me tell you something. Forget this little joke thing, because obviously man argue with people on the internet all the time. Like, do you think that's ever gonna be a real thing? And a man start going, oh yeah, let's get in the ring. One, right? We're arguing over people sharing rape jokes, and man are defending rape jokes. So I'm saying, nah, that's not really funny, that one. And man are making their argument for it. Whatever.
So in what way were people defending? Because I didn't see with me, I've got a newborn and I've just been busy doing what I've been doing. I haven't had a chance to follow everything. I've seen.
Man was like, I said something. Well, first, Maverick pulled up, put the red flags on the rape joke meme that Flat Earth dude shared, and then I was just like, yeah, well done, Maverick. You know, respect for that.
So all of this originated from a Flat Earth debate.
It was a Flat Earth.
And so we've gone from
like a rape joke in it.
We go Flat Earth to rape jokes.
Yeah, no, it was a Flat Earth meme with a kind of rape joke in it. Like, it was hard to explain, but like, so whatever. I was just like, yeah, I was like, you know, if we spent more time kind of, you know, concentrating on rape culture and like challenging rape culture rather than like that the Earth's flat, which is inconsequential to any of us, you know, we might do something, make some progress in the world. I was something along them kind of lines, and then Simon Sober, whatever, who was on the show last time, who came here on the show and debated with us. He just wanted to kind of defend it. He went, "What Nova? Have you been raped before? Have you been raped up the bum?" And started trying to be funny, yeah. And he's just mocking the whole idea. And he said, "Yeah, loosen up, like you do when Uno rapes you or something, and all them kind of things." Yeah, like, so he's just now making next level rape jokes towards me and towards me having these conversations. He goes, "Yeah, but you talk about this stuff a lot. I've seen you talk about rape a lot. So, you know, I'm just asking an honest question. Like, you're not being honest. You're mocking." Yeah. So I just pulled myself out. I was starting to get to a point where I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna switch. Yeah, I'm gonna switch on this shoot." And it's not really that. So let me just come out of this place. This environment right now is toxic. I got shit to do, so I just left, didn't it? But it's funny though, if you want to talk about smoke, I don't even want to give man that kind of energy and attention because the internet thing's the idiot thing. Arguing on the internet is a joke. Yeah, they talk about internet keyboard warriors and all of that. Yeah, people say that to me because I fucking hot people up on the internet, but I'm only doing it about a serious issue. Yeah, like I'm not actually going to man, I'm gonna beat you up on the internet because that's dumb. Yeah, you just do it if you're gonna fucking say something. I'm not saying let's have a fight because you don't even fucking mean it. Yeah, and at the end of the day, Simon, has been antagonizing me on the internet for a long time, on your posts. I don't even know who he is. I never knew who he was. I'm not friends with him on Facebook, but he's been coming at me for a long time, I said this to someone after the episode when he came on here, because someone was like, I can't wait to watch back the episode because they thought it's going to be this intense thing because he's had so much energy pent up for me. But even coming here on a fucking YouTube video, he started smiling and like being all beggy. So it's like, you didn't want any smoke there. Yeah, so whatever, he didn't want it. He's not. So like,
what about his offer to get in the ring?
Yeah, why am I getting in the ring over someone for fucking rape joke?
I hear that. Don't get me wrong, I hear that.
Like, if you have actual, brother, remember, I come from an element like where man's had real beef and all of them kind of things. Yeah,
I hear that.
I was watching literally just before I come here. I've got about 10 minutes left of it. I was just watching Young Spray's podcast, with Skinny Man on it that came out today. Young Spray got a podcast with Skinny Man talking about his life, talking about racism actually as well. But 2.5 hours, it's epic. If you think about the like history of North London,
the amount of knowledge and information,
even just them layers of North London hip hop from Skinny, Young Spray, and they've kind of just their vibes and just kind of going through the history. And they started talking about, Skinny started talking about getting, when he got shot, Young Spray asked him, what happened when you got shot? And he was like, telling the story. And then he was breaking it down. He goes, I'm not mad. He goes, at the end of the day, the person who come to shoot me is desperate. Like, you're a victim of your circumstances. You must have been so like hungry and in this kind of situation. Like, and the person, and one of the elders got you to do that, who don't love you. Do you know what I'm saying? And he was going, I love you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I got love for you. So I don't even feel mad about what you've done because of your circumstance. And obviously I was around for them situations, and in some of them situations, I had things that happened with me as well. And I feel the same, like, do you know what I'm saying? Where I've had real beef, like, and have to like forgive man in my mind sometimes. I think, you know what, it's not that, we got kids, we got to, so like a troll on the internet going, I want to fight and all that because I want to defend rape. Like, I don't have no time for that. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, get out of here. You don't deserve any respect. To fight in a ring. To fight in a ring is a thing of honor. Like, you have to go, all right, you have to respect, like, fighters and boxers, they respect each other. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a level of sport. Like, why not have a sportsman's fight? Like, if you've got a real problem with me, see me. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, let's get on. Forget about it.
But if you did get in the ring, who do you think would win?
Well, I ain't got no time for them conversations. I'm a grown adult, Terra, man.
Huh?
I'm a grown adult, Terra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. It was just.
Look, he's in the comments. He said, I've got under his skin. Yeah, like what? But what, like, to be on the internet, that's what I'm saying. I realized about my man is he is just a troll. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get called that, but I'm doing it like when I'm speaking about an issue. He actually is wishy-washy with his issues. It's like, I'll just troll a man about this because I know it's going to annoy him. I'll troll the other person about that. I know it's going to annoy him. But I'm David Icke 1 minute. Next minute, it's the royal family and the Prince Philip's, my uncle, and I love him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here, man. But big him up anyway, innit? Big him up. Because when he came here...
right now, you know. Simon's on smoke.
He's not on no smoke, bro. He's not on smoke. Because when he came here... there was no smoke. He was.
I know. Yeah. Right now,
so it's like in the real life, we don't talk to each other like that. I say that to everyone. I say, me neither. Like, don't hype on the internet, because in real life, when you're speaking to someone, even on a fucking Zoom call, your whole energy fades and you start being normal, because actually we're just people.
Yeah, of course. And we do have to be we do have to be a bit wary of you as well, Nova. But we do have to be a bit wary.
At the end of the day, bro, we don't
want to go out like next man. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, wary about violence? No, you don't. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not that way inclined. I never really have been. And other cool sometimes, whatever incidents you're talking about at certain times in my life where I was in the wrong place in my mind. Right now, like, grown, bruv. I meditate every day. Do you know what I'm saying?
But,
Like,
all right, but you know what? The whole situation got me kind of gassed. Like, we want someone to get in the ring. We want.
yeah, you just like trouble.
Like,
You're always saying that. You're trouble.
I know. Somebody. I get what you're saying, right? But I don't think that Simon's in the ring to defend rape culture. That's not his.
No, but that's what he's arguing about. That's what. No,
No,
but when you deep it, that's what he's arguing to defend. He doesn't even think it in his own mind, but when you deep it, he is. So it's like, what I don't even want to be anywhere near you. You've got a lot of learning to do as a human being. You know what I'm saying? He's saying it's funny seeing me rattled, but the thing is, I'm not rattled, bro. I'm calm. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm not. He's rattled. He's going, let's get in the ring. That's rattled, bro. You're rattled, bro. You're lost. You're trolling people on the internet. Like, I know who I am. I know what I stand for, innit? Like, I know that. Yeah, I'm very secure in that, and I will be able to articulate that to anybody. Like, so that's why I always say, whenever these kind of things come up in these conversations, I want to beef you. It's this when I see you in that, because like we spoke about in the UK hip hop world before, about a bunch of man threatening this and that, and want to try and catch me out. It's like, unless you're addressing the actual issue we was arguing about, what's it got to do with? It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you're not achieving nothing. It's not solving this conversation. And if you don't want to have the conversation, don't have it. Cool. And if you want to, you want to put hands on man, you want to put hands on a man, then do it. You know what I'm saying? That's something else. We deal with that then. You know what I'm saying? But until it's that, it's nothing.
Well, okay. So to clarify, you left the group because of what you saw as rape banter / rape culture.
Yeah, but also because I did get wound up. All right, if you want to talk about rattled, at that point I was like, raw, this is getting me vexed, and I'm gonna switch. So let me just not do that.
Yeah.
Let me pull out of the situation. And I'm not gonna get, when man starts saying, get in the ring and all them kind of, you're trying to test man on a like man-to-man kind of thing and all of that. Now you're getting into a toxic masculinity space and all that. I'm not getting drawn into that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now I know you're literally...
It don't always have to be toxic, though.
Like, it is, though. It is. In that element, it is. In that element, not always. Of course not. Of course, it isn't always. But in that element, it is.
I don't think there's any. There's no sheer malice there. It's just a thing like, well, you know what? Like, maybe, you know what I mean? It is just social media hype and entertainment and just like, you know what I mean? Clickbait. But I don't know, innit? Obviously, you have your reasons. And did you think that this whole rape banter culture was a problem, like a big problem in the group? You think it was a thing where, like, because obviously this concerns me because this is something
that's been in the group for time, bro. That's been in actually not the banter thing. There was some other weird shit man was sharing before that I pulled up about. So I've got a message I've got to look at. There was some other thing, before that was just something weird.
A lot of this stuff I don't see.
We were talking about sexual abuse and statistics.
The thing is, I can't clarify. Obviously, Nova's saying what he's saying. I can't blatantly say, no, that's not the case, because I haven't seen some of it. At the same time, I might see it and be like, okay, well, Nova might be slightly biased or but at the same time, I can only go by what Nova's saying at this present moment. If someone wants to come in the future and give some more insight to what he's claiming.
Hey, Sober, look, hold up. Because I was just about to read out a comment that Sober made, and then he deleted it. You can see it there, Sober message retracted in the comments. I wonder when it plays back if it will show that again. I was about to read it. It said something about I was offering something social. I don't know, it said something about social relevance and hype. I don't know. Fuck those.
Remember, we did have a similar. Remember, we had a similar situation. We tried with Alex Dutty. We tried to.
I don't want to talk about. I don't talk about that. Man.
We tried to get. No, I keep bringing it back to this. We've been trying this for years. We tried to get you and him in the ring.
Let's keep it real,
At the time, you was more down for it than him. You was more enthusiastic about it than he was.
But I knew it wouldn't happen anyway. But I was in the energy of I want to fight this guy because I want to beat this guy up because he was instigating in my personal life and things like that. He was doing things like, you know what I'm saying, that I would like have to lick a man down for and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't just an internet trolling situation. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But even that, man, bless him as well.
Well, I don't know. Like, you know, that group, what have we called it? Terra Anon. You know what I mean? I've been accused of
it's the beast. It was called the beast to shut me down, but basically it is the beast. And you know it, Terra, because you put Uno in there, you put all these people in there, and you got the flat earthers and the...
No, I put all the people I put in there were people who I consider to be quite open-minded people. Uno was thrown in there for good measure. I'm not going to lie.
What good measure?
By the time it turned into what it turned into, I thought we might as well throw him in the mix as well. Do you know what I mean? And you know,
Bro, that group was toxic from early, and I'll tell you why. Because the people who claim this open-minded thing are really, really, really often toxic people. I'm just keeping it real. Yeah. There's some real toxic people in them community because there's so much ego in it. It's all about, I said this before, it's all about I know something you don't. It's not about sharing information. It's about shaming everyone who doesn't want to be down, or who doesn't see things the way you see things. So I just sent Luke the Maverick the link just because I said I would. I never bring him on all these shows, and he's always involved in everything online. But yeah, whatever.
Once Luke comes on, you know what? People are going to be asking him for his own show.
For his own show.
Yeah, because Luke's kind of Luke's dangerous online.
Yeah,
Luke is dangerous online.
And you know what? Look, do you know what?
To Luke, and you'll get yourself backed into a corner that you can't get out of.
You know, the funny thing is, if he comes on here now, if he does come, we keep saying we need to take a photo together because everyone says we're the same person and all that. And even Simon said it in the group. Yeah, Simon was like, "Are you look brothers?" And I just played along. I thought it was funny. I was like, "Yeah, he's my older brother still."
You know what? You know what? Now you mentioned that, I'm thinking, you know what? He might be, you know. Shit, he could be.
Well, so Sober just said, just for public relevance. Okay, for public, I guess he's just saying to clarify. I wasn't defending anything or offering out or beefing anyone. Some people just can't handle banter. They get rattled. That's life. And yeah, that's fine. It's not I can't handle banter though. When you're talking about rape, it's not banter. That's just how I feel. And I think everyone should be on that page. And if you're not, I look at how where your brain is at as a person, and you've got growth to do. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the whole thing about, I've had this conversation a million times about comedy, our comedic license and stuff like that. And even if we accept that there's comedic license to things, when you're just in a group, we're just in a social environment. A group chat is really a social environment, yeah? This is not a comedic license space. You're not watching a comedy show. So it's not appropriate in that kind of space. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a cancel culture thing. It's okay to pull people up on saying things and doing communicating in a way that's inappropriate and it has a negative effect on the world. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
So if it was another topic, not this, yeah, because this topic kind of went a bit way off, and at the same time, I don't know. If it was another topic and you had a difference of opinion, would you be down for getting in the ring?
Over a difference of opinion?
No, well, just whatever, innit? Just whatever. Just for the sake of it. If this wasn't attached to it. Because I know you had another situation with another guy. Yeah, we won't mention his name. But
I'm saying Terra.
Yeah, you had a situation with him, but what it was, he said the same thing, similar thing. He said, let's have a boxing match. And I remember at the time you were saying...
You said to me?
Yeah, he said to you, and you said at the end of the day...
You said that to me?
He was... No, this is the other guy I'm talking about, the next guy.
Who though? Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
I can't remember. What was the situation over?
You pulled him up.
What was the situation over?
I don't know, some misogyny or something.
What, the rapper?
Yeah.
I don't think you didn't say that to me. I don't remember him saying that to me.
He offered you, trust me, man. Even I know, because
No, he wanted to do a rap battle, like a versus.
What?
Yeah.
A rap battle? Fucking hell, mate. Oh my God. I thought he wanted fucking swingers. Oh, like, no wonder why you...
If we're talking about the same guy...
You want to do a versus?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
He went 100. He said 100.
You might as well do like fucking Michael Jackson in that Beat It video and just two gangs link up and just fucking do, you know what I mean?
West Side Story. West Side Story all the way.
And
He wanted to have a thing, and he was like 100 songs for 100 songs. Like he didn't even understand the concept of verses. Like, yeah, I've got 100 songs. Like, it's just ego. Thought he had 100 great songs and that.
What you got to ask yourself is, who's going to be still listening that song number 95? Do you know what I mean?
I don't. Yeah.
Who's got time? Right, who's got time to listen to 200 songs? Like, listen to 200 songs and take it in, and then hey mate, don't make me laugh. Do you know what I mean? Don't make me laugh.
Like in one sitting.
But even what you said in response to him anyway, in one sitting as well. And what you said in response to him was correct. You said it was kind of like, don't use that as a way to deflect on the issue at hand.
Yeah.
Because the issue at hand is a serious issue that if you don't understand, if you walk away not understanding what I'm saying, then we can't be cool in a way. Because it's what, you know what I mean? It's one of them things. There's no point you going away with the same mindset and coming back thinking you're gonna have a fucking.
I said to him, come on a live like this. I said, if you want to have a clash with me, we'll do it on on Instagram live or on YouTube like this, and we'll have a conversation about the issue. And the truth is, like, the whole thing with Sober is not, well, maybe it is as deep, but I don't know.
It ain't as deep. It ain't as deep like that.
Not as deep, but it's like it's not over. Like, he's defending the comedy angle, whatever, which I don't buy into. But he put a lot of energy into it, and also I know he's a troll, and he's just using an issue he thinks he can get under my skin with. But if you're gonna, to me, I don't respect it. You're using an issue so serious as that to get under someone's skin. You're making light of it in another way like that. But he's not like. It's not so much malice involved in it, but there's an ignorance involved in it. I don't know how old he is. I started thinking later, I don't know, he's a bit younger than us or whatever. I don't actually know, but whatever. He just got some growing to do. But so I'm not mad at him in so much in that kind of way. And when we're in that moment of clashing over it, I'm just learning to pull myself away in it. That's why why am I in this chat? It was early in the day. It was a morning. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm in here in the morning, and like, I got shit to do. Let me just exit this and just do my work.
So, but do you think it would be cool if we do get two people to get in the ring?
What's that?
And do this thing. Don't you think it would be cool if we get two people to get in the ring?
Nah, what for? To watch?
Yes.
But why?
Like, stream.
You can watch.
Why not?
Yeah, you can. I guess, but I'd rather watch trained fighters, innit? We can watch that all the time. People already do it. They already get in the ring. It's on fucking TV.
Yeah, how do you know man ain't trained?
What?
How do you know man ain't trained?
Well, then train it. Like,
you see with boxing, yeah? You see with boxing. Someone
if you want to get in the ring, Terra, then fucking line up a fight for you. Train and go to a fight. It's reflecting to other people.
You see with boxing, I could take a random guy off the streets, never done boxing in his life, and 8 weeks' time, we could have him ready to step in the ring for like an amateur. You see what I'm saying? That's boxing. Boxing ain't that technical. It is technical, but you understand, at the same time, you could teach boxing. You could teach boxing to an 8.
I think you're parring boxing a little bit still. But if you want to do that, yeah.
Boxing is one of my favorite sports.
Yeah,
boxing
me too. Yeah, I'm not really into sports. Like, I don't follow football and all them things. Boxing is probably the only thing that I'll watch, like when the big fights happen.
So man has to represent. When we've got a man like Sober going, yo, I want to do my thing. Right.
Then go. Right now, like, why aren't you doing it? Why? No, let me tell you this. If you want to go and like do amateur boxing, why aren't you doing it? Nobody's stopping you.
He's doing it. He wants to do it right there and then.
When? You know why isn't he? Terra, let me tell you this. No, Terra, to you as well. Terra, to you as well, because you're the one who always instigated this. You're a troublemaker. Yeah. Why don't you go and do amateur boxing and have a fight? Why haven't you done it yet?
You know what? I'm too old for one. And
excuses now.
You know it is. Right now.
You call it out all the time.
No, it is. Right now, I will. Right now, I can't do nothing. Yeah, my back's fucked. Yeah, but I'll be back, and you know what I mean. Who knows? Something might get cracking. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Floyd. That's what I'm saying. If I want to have a fight, I got one waiting for me with Floyd. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you see what I'm saying. You have to be realistic.
Bro.
You can't walk into a fight with Floyd.
Yeah, but listen, you got to understand this. Forget all this. Like you're mixing two worlds. I just don't understand the mixing of the worlds for what. Like, if you want to go, because you're picking an opponent randomly on the internet. Like if you want to do amateur boxing, go and train, and you'll be matched with someone who's had the equal training to you, and you guys will have a fight, and that's to do with your. That's a thing for you.
I know it is, but this is different. This is different. What's the difference? This is different. I know that, and you know what? I'm not in that world anymore, and I can't pretend to try and, you know what I mean, that I'm going to get back into it. I'm not in that world. It's a different thing now.
Sober said he's Benjamin Button. He was born old and grown down, so it's only going to get worse. Well, that's a shame, because I was hoping he was going to grow and learn a bit more. maybe he was a bit more advanced a couple of years ago, and now he's declining. I don't know.
Anyway, so that's kind of cleared the situation up. So Nova didn't run from the smoke. Nova ran from what he felt was a toxic environment.
I don't care about people on the internet, bro.
I can't dispute what he's saying, because I haven't seen everything, and what I did see.
I left the last message. I wish I could see I can't see it in the group no more. I wish I saw my last message, because I left the last message about why I was leaving and what the problem with the debate was, and and that the group space had become toxic, so I'm taking myself out of it. Like, I wrote this as I left, and then I left. Someone tried to add me back. I left again.
That was me.
I didn't even, when you added me back, I didn't even look at. I just exited straight away, and then, bro, I came off there and I went and done some meditation. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this isn't good for my brain. You have to look after your mind, you know.
Yeah. You felt like we were dragging you to hell.
No, I'm not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because I'm responsible for my mind and my mental health and my space. So I was just like, I need to not let my ego make me have to respond all the time, and stop and go, cool, let me just go back to my thing and just meditate quick, because that's actually what's going to do good for me, you know what I'm saying, in my space and my mental health and all of that, because all the rest of this doesn't actually mean nothing, you know what I'm saying? I watched the interview.
But you do understand, some people, I know it sounds ignorant, some people enjoy punch-up, and obviously you get to a certain age, you can't be having punch-ups on the streets. No, so you have to just have a punch up in a.
Then do it, Terra. You're instigating a lot. I'm gonna start instigating with you. I'm gonna start trying to organize punch ups.
Instigating who exactly?
Whoever, man. Whoever. Whoever.
Huh? Well, whoever. You know what it is, Nova. You know what it is. Like, I'm not Superman, but most of these people that I've pulled out, like a lot of these rappers, they ain't never shown up. So at the end of the day, what more do they want from me? You know what I mean? People want me to come out of retirement.
I don't know, man.
You know what I mean? I'm not really.
Yeah, but you know they're not, Terra, you know they're not gonna show up. So all of this list of a fight is all ego, man. So I'm saying we gotta get bigger than that.
No, but some people will show up. That's what you have to understand. I'm not even dealing with people that won't show up.
But the people that will show up,
the people I'll be dealing with will show up.
The people that will show up or that are on it are not really fighting and reacting to someone writing stuff on the internet like that. It's a very childish thing.
Well, yeah, you know what it is. It's true, but you know what it is as well. Sometimes we make up petty excuses just to give ourselves an excuse.
No, that's what I'm saying. Most people, come on in.
Like how it is with boxers.
Even in life.
With boxers, when they go to all them little events and stuff, they always start little arguments with each other that they can hopefully build up into a fight against, you know what I mean? So it's the same thing. Even if we're friends with the people, you know what I mean? We can still have that. You understand? We can still have that banter that can, you know what I mean, escalate into a straightener, and then that's it. But obviously, I get that you didn't. I get that obviously you ain't trying to have certain kind of banter. So I can't argue.
Have your banter in it, man. Have your banter. I'm saying, but as a person, I'm in a space where that's not funny.
I hear you.
Also, and I tell you something else.
I don't want it looked at like I was there finding it funny.
Let me go. No, nobody was finding it funny.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know who was finding it funny.
I don't think anyone was. It's just I didn't see anyone really find it funny.
Must have found it funny.
Nah, because it got called out straight away, and then the only thing that happened was Yeah, just the instigation of, oh, cool, let me try and wind Nova up. It was a more wind up thing. It wasn't like, oh, I'm finding that funny and defending. Like,
But
I don't feel like.
do you think it was put there in, like, originally just to wind you up?
I think it was put there without anyone even realizing how fucking like rapey it is. Like, it's so normalized, this kind of thing. Like the people don't even look at it that way. And then when you call it out, they start going, oh, maybe it is because they find it funny. Because then they start questioning, oh shit, is it that? Right, is that what I'm laughing at? Okay, now I got to defend why I'm laughing at it. But yeah, it's not my energy. I'm not in that. We don't do that over here, in my opinion. You know?
So.
And I said this as well, the comedic license thing, yeah. Like, I say this in this wider debate. I don't think comedy is an excuse. I'm not really down with, like, if there was like an EDO guy come out and just be a stand-up comedian and do really racist comedy about black people and immigrants and stuff like that.
Like Roy Chubby Brown.
Is that what he is? I don't know.
Roy Chubby Brown, yeah, Roy Chubby Brown, just pure racist jokes.
Yeah, I'm not in it.
That's funny as well. They're quite funny.
Yeah, you know, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. And my thing is, what it is, it's like comedy, you know, it's like very unintelligent comedy. It's an unintelligent humor, yeah, for unintelligent people. So, like, or even if they're not unintelligent people, it's tapping into a very unintelligent space in their mind, because obviously we've all got, if we've got deeper parts of our mind, we can be simple at the same time, another time. But I'm saying, and I don't know if it was Bones who said this, but I've definitely had the conversation with Bones. It might be him that said it that made me think of it in this way. It's just that comedy should, or it might have been Ben actually. We've all talked about it. But is that comedy should punch up? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, comedy that's funny punches up. No, it doesn't punch down. That's why, like, the greatest stand-ups of all time are like Richard Pryor and Eddie. They're all that black stand-ups. When you look at their content of their comedy, like about white people, about racist people, about all that stuff's funny because it's punching up in as far as society. You're not like laughing at someone's misfortune or like, the person who's oppressed. It does happen to women a lot, like comedy about women, and that's very normalized. And I think that should change. And they'll call it cancel culture, but I just think that's just us evolving as people and becoming better people. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think it is changing over time. People are beginning to like make more intelligent comedy, and that doesn't require having to kind of mock women for, for sexism they already experience in the world.
Wouldn't you agree that British banter in general, it's got a lot of racism and sexism?
Yeah, of course. I don't really. I'll be honest. I don't.
It's not been a thing that people took much offense to until recently. You understand? Like, I've worked on building sites, yeah, and the stuff you'll hear from people in building sites, and it's not a case like these are racist people. It's just a case of these people have been worked. These are like old people they don't, every day they're working in different building sites. They're pretty much cut off from society. They just do their thing, make their, you know what I mean? And you'll hear a lot of stuff on the building site where you'll be like, hell. But you have to obviously get up to speed and realize that you're dealing with people from a different generation where for someone to...
But it's not, but they still do it now, so it's not a different generation.
Well, this is the thing. Like, you see nowadays, yeah, people scared to do it because they're scared someone's going to make it. You know what I mean? So that's more the case. And the people that will do it, there's different kinds, isn't it? Like I said, there's different kinds. Like, when I mean people making jokes, they're making jokes. They're having banter. They're laughing and joking and making laugh. At the same time, they're making racist jokes. Yeah? But then there's people who don't like you. They won't say a thing. They will just be, you can just tell by their way they carry on around you. They might be trying to get you fired. They might be trying little snide things to try and fuck you up.
So you're saying that's worse?
So yeah, definitely worse. It's definitely, and that's why it feels worse now, because most people.
But I'm saying the brother who's making them kind of racist jokes, he will do that. He will do something. If he has an opportunity to fuck you over, he will. That's the person he is. Like, and like his.
Well,
I'm
in certain situations. That wasn't reality for me. It wasn't that. That wasn't the reality.
How do you know? You didn't have the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know the person had the opportunity to do that.
They could have fucking grasped me for smoking weed.
Yeah, but that's very specific. That's very specific. But what I'm saying, yeah,
you know what it is. A lot of people think that. See, this is another thing. This is why a lot of people are against Black Lives Matter. A lot of people think that these people out that like going out their way and completely obsessed and like out there to just destroy every like non-white person's life, yeah. And there is people like that, but generally, even fucking racist people just get on with their life. They're not really.
No, I know, and that's the point.
To go out their way for nothing, and you can't change people's racism.
And that's what I wanted to get to. That's what I wanted to point out is that, all right, the brother who's being racist in the workplace, whatever, or his racist comedy, the white guy doing that, like you're already experiencing like a privilege from racism in your life. So for you, like you're already disadvantaging the man, even if you don't want to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that guy's already disadvantaging like his existence. My existence is already disadvantaging the next man, yeah, who's not white. So for you to just be there mocking it when knowing that you know, when really
but they ain't looking at it that deep.
No, I know they're not, but it is that. So we need to learn and do better.
No, but then even that is like, at the end of the day, like the truth of the matter is, my existence is probably better than that man's existence. So the idea of him, in a lot of cases, the racist people I've encountered, my life is a lot better than theirs. So
yeah, but based on race,
I don't feel a way like, oh,
I'm saying based on race.
This man is using his privilege. This man is using his privilege and his advantage over me. I don't look at that man as having any kind of advantage that I ain't got, and you know what I mean. So I've never really met a racist person who I've looked at and thought, you know what, I want your life. So in that's just
that's an individual thing. I'm saying that's an individual thing, yeah. So, and a lot of the people
what racist do I want their life?
But I'm not saying no, of course you don't want their life. It's not about wanting someone's life. It's just I'm saying they still have a privilege in the specific scenario.
That's you know what it is. That's good for them, because if they've got privilege, then
and that's great, Terra, that your life.
You use your privilege and I'll use mine.
But that's great that your life, well, you don't have a privilege in that same way, not racially. I'm saying
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what if my privilege is right, but at the same time I might have a racial privilege. You think I haven't got a racial privilege to some degree? Trust me, I got racial privilege, even where I am. Yeah, people leave me alone. Yeah, that's racial privilege.
But it's not.
If I want to come,
it's not a privilege of. No, it's not a privilege of supremacy, though, is it? It's not a privilege of a system.
That's an illusion. That's all an illusion. That's what people think. It doesn't.
What's that?
That's what people think. Like white supremacy is an illusion. It's not an actual fact. It's like supremacy in a monetary sense, but not supremacy in a numbers sense. So
that's what makes it
the majority. Worse. Yeah, I know, but that's the fact of the matter is the majority is people of color. So that's not even. So as far as feeling like an outsider and being singled out, if you're looking at things on a global scale, you understand now why you have more and more of this white supremacy happening, because it's actually the white people that know they're the minority, and they are the ones who feel under threat. So the same.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's why it's happening. That's why. So as far as me having to worry about.
No, I'm not telling you. But I'm not telling you.
The thing is, I see no privilege. I can't see, me personally, I can't see any privilege in a global sense. Your privilege is you're a dwindling minority. That's the privilege. That's the reality, innit? That's where even that's how they see it. they see themselves as like the white supremacists.
So you think they're right? So you think that the EDL man are right, that the white man is the victim?
I think that the EDL is a natural response to any species that thinks it's in danger of being extinct. So whether it's the case or not, that's just a natural response. Get me? It's just like they feel like they're dying out. We got to prepare for war. That's why you have Trump and his proud.
So you're telling me. Let's just summarize this, because you've never said all of this. This is where we're getting. This is good, because you don't usually say this stuff in public. This really right wing kind of EDL kind of stance that you believe. So you're telling me that white supremacy doesn't exist.
Now, white supremacy
that's
actually comes from a position of European the genetic inferiority. So it actually comes from a position of inferiority due to being outnumbered by people who do not fit.
So that's why it was created.
Asians.
I would say
that's pretty much the reason. That's pretty much the reason.
Yeah. So you're not saying it doesn't exist then?
It exists, but that's a concept that they adhere to, innit? That's not a concept I adhere to. That's a concept the people that follow it adhere to.
Who follows it?
Actual white supremacists.
And they follow it. So it's something that they.
Yeah,
you think it's a belief?
Ideology.
It's an ideology.
It's an ideology that they adhere to.
It's not a system of privilege.
It's a system as well. But like I said, it's a system that they adhere to, they support, and they ultimately hope to benefit from.
But they do benefit from. They do.
Well, let them benefit. What can I do? Like in that situation, it's like you got to look at it from the way I see it, and it is like part of what they're saying is true. Yeah, they are outnumbered. They are a minority. Had they not took America and took Australia, like took these places by force to colonize, their numbers would be even lower. You understand, to the point where they could easily just get bred out. So that's not an issue for me. I don't have an issue with people mixing and obviously people got this concept of racial purity. That's not my issue. However, someone who does think like that, they're actually going to feel under threat.
Someone who thinks like that, Terra. We're talking about. You said financial in the beginning. Yeah, okay, financial, and then brush past that part.
Well, that's one of the main things. It's also financial, but financial as a means of control.
Exactly.
As a means of controlling everyone else.
So that's the
but that's the thing. But that's if people see, the thing is when you're locked into like money and your focus is on money, that's when you fall deeper into that trap. It's only a trap. No one has to. If everyone decided to say, "Fuck it, we don't want to deal with you," huh?
It's not about focusing on money. It's about money. Money is part of this system created to control and to advantage some and disadvantage others. Money is just a factor in that system. It's a big factor in that system.
And the reason why? Population expansion. You understand? Need to expand population. You know what I mean? It's the same like what's happening with China. China's running out of space. China needs to colonize. It needs to get new territory. It has to go into Africa. It has to go into the Caribbean, do dodgy deals with corrupt leaders and get given, you know what I mean, buy up land and buy up businesses and employ the locals and you understand, and do their little takeover. So that's basically it. I mean, supremacy is when one group sees itself as superior, like having the rights. So the way white supremacy would work is it's like, well, we need this land. So it doesn't matter that the Aborigines are here. We need the land for our people, or our people will die. So we need to kill them off, or we need to kill the Native Americans off.
And when I mentioned white supremacy in the line of comedy, right? And I said that's why I don't respect that kind of comedy, is because I'm talking about white supremacy as a system of privilege that advantages all white people. And cool, you can say you've got of course you're doing better than the racists do.
Well, that's how I see it. I don't see, I don't like people that, like, okay, white people that I see doing better than me, that I see them minding their own business. I see them. I don't see them giving me problems. I see, you know what I mean? If I get any
Boris
racism of a white person, it's a drug addict, an alcoholic.
Boris Johnson.
Huh?
Boris Johnson. What, the racist police officer? The racist police officer that's bothering you. You're crying out.
He ain't doing better than me either.
No, but it's not about.
I'm saying, look, Boris Johnson is not doing better than me. Yeah, Boris Johnson is not doing better than me. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that because he's a prime minister, he's doing better than me.
I feel you, but you're saying something.
Boris Johnson, because this is a spiritual thing. Boris Johnson's soul is in turmoil. So don't mistake material things and qualifications and status with who's doing better. You understand? What really it's about inner peace. So anyway, Boris Johnson is not having a fucking better night's sleep than me. Trust me, I guarantee you.
And that's why that's why I pulled myself out of the group in that moment and just got on with my day and my meditation and my, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm about my own inner peace. And I said this earlier in the group as well, that, you know, awakening is peace and love and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And people was mocking that at the time as well. And, you know, and I was telling people with all of this conflict and this, it's ego. You know what I'm saying? So
it is ego.
They're still caught in that. But I don't know, man. It feels like you're dismissing the experience and the realities of white supremacy and the effect that has on people.
Not at all, because I have experienced it.
So that's why I don't respect
the rawest form. I've experienced it in its rawest form. You understand?
You just was acting like you don't. You was like, no, my life's better than
them. No.
Like the stance you're taking.
What it is. End of the day, I'm a black man, born and raised in England. I go all around England, do my thing. You know what I mean? Most times, people have thought that's mostly what I get in predominantly white areas. If every now and then someone steps out of line, get smashed in. That's how I've lived my life.
We're not
that's
talking
how I've lived my life. I've just did my thing, and if anyone's come to me on some racism, I've just smashed them in.
But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about surface racism.
And then I've gone back and I've told the youngsters, you know what? At the end of the day, certain things you're gonna have to make sure you're up to speed. You can't be roaming around. Make sure you know how to fucking handle yourself.
Yeah, but you're talking about surface stuff, bro. I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I'm saying.
I'm talking about, bro. When there is a system,
that's all that matters.
Let me break it down one time.
So what else can? Tell me how one other way. Okay,
let me tell you something. Let me say something then.
Yeah, look. Tell me one other way the white supremacy can affect.
I'm not telling you how it can affect you. You get on with your life how you see fit. I'm not going to stand here as a white man and tell you that you must react and feel this way about white supremacy. Let me tell you something. I don't care about. It's not about you. That's make it. It's not about you, because that's removing everyone else. Yeah. You're removing all the youths that are going through shit in the streets every day. Yeah, and like when there's
handle himself against a couple of men.
When there's like a 14-year-old, you know what I'm saying, a 14-year-old young black man, getting harassed by the police, experiencing racism, experiencing disproportionate experience, getting excluded, going through systems that are really, really designed to really break down.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Let me say it. Let me say it. No, he's learned. But he shouldn't have to. Yeah. At the end of the day, and that white person.
There's no way around it. There's no way around it.
I'm saying, yeah, cool. And
if he wants to activate his privilege, you see that.
Let me finish my sentence, though.
See that little nigga. If he wants to activate his privilege,
let me finish my sentence, though. I'm not speaking, bruv. Shut up, man. Why are you just talking non-stop, bruv? Like a white person mocking him for that, literally shitting on everything that's experienced. It's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Part of it, though. Part of it, though. It's part of it.
Yeah, of course it's part of it, but I'm not going to stand here.
Listen, he ain't going to come out. He ain't going to activate his powers if he goes through that.
I'm not going to stand here and respect it.
That's fair enough, and I respect that.
Of course he's going to do it, man. I'm doing it at the building site and all of this, but why am I respecting it?
You don't have to. That's good. I respect that.
That's all it is. I don't respect it. So when I'm making rape jokes and all of that and misogynistic jokes and all that too, I don't respect it. You're a waste man. Do you know what I'm saying? You're a pussy as well. You're a pussy. No. You got inferior. Because I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from inferiority complex as well. The same way you're talking about the white person creating racism because of inferiority complex.
But you know what it is?
Based on something they have an advantage over them on is a pussy.
You know what it is? You know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what it is? You know what my belief is? My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what it is? You know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my belief is? My belief is this. My belief is, you know what my I don't blame white people for the racism and what black people have suffered. Yeah, I blame black people for it.
I know,
yeah,
and because you're fucked, bruv.
I blame myself for it. Yeah, do you know? But that's deep. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, and that's why a lot of black people.
But you know what that is? You know, but you know where that comes from, Terra?
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You don't want to hear the truth now. A lot of black people, they hold themselves back because sometimes they keep focusing on what white people are doing and and racism and trust me, I'm aware of racism more than most. I've dealt with a lot of racism because people are so focused on it, they don't actually focus on where they're going wrong as a person. Understand? And that's what fucks them over. And it's so hard to get your head around it. You know what I mean? I was one of them people. I was convinced.
But Terra, do you not understand? Do you not think
everything was down to they're racist? And when I realized it was like, I don't know what the person's problem is. The person's problem with me might not be racial. The problem is I might even, and you know what? I might even meet a racist person, but just the way I conduct myself, I might win them over. I might next thing, as you see what I'm saying? So I can't even look at it too rigid like that. I have to just look at everything.
Do you not agree, yeah, and realize that when that part of white supremacy is designed for black people to blame themselves?
Yeah, good. You know, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
what do you mean good? Like, that's what I'm saying. So you're carrying that out.
Yeah, because it's the thing. Because you know why, and the reason why it's something that black people would never think. Black people would never think this is our fault. At the end of the day, how are we even in England as a people? Like, imagine like a few thousands of you, yeah, end up in the next part of the world. How did you have? That's what I'm saying. You have to go back now. You have to go back and you have to understand how you end up in that situation.
I'm saying, bro, and this is the problem. This is what Young Spray and Skinny were literally having the same conversation on.
You got to think, how did you end up in a situation in the first place? And you know it is. This is what I say. How did you end up in this situation in the first place? And are you going to get out carrying on the way you're carrying on now? No, listen what I'm saying. Look, think about it, yeah? And I can be critical of my own race, yeah? It's certain things, yeah, of course, it's as a result of it's been affected on myself. But at the same time, there's certain things, there's certain wickedness that is going on.
Yeah, but
certain evil that has no,
you can be critical and you can
there's certain wickedness that's happening within our race. It's holding us back. Yeah, because at the end of the day,
you don't think white supremacy has anything to do with it?
Do you know? You got to think of it like this. Yeah, what is stopping a group of black people from putting their money together and building a school?
I think people are doing it.
Nothing.
People
nothing.
doing it still, but
nothing.
No, there is though. There is.
What?
I told you. No. I tell you what.
There's nothing stopping you.
No. It's all up here.
You put the blame on someone else. You sat there and said, I can't do this because this person won't let me. And that's where it's all gone wrong because
no. But
you're looking for the problem out there. When you know with the white man. The white man didn't give a shit about you. The white man is getting on with his life. He's getting on with his shit.
No, he's preventing. No, the white man is literally.
You might come and you might try muscle in on his business, and he might be like, "Nah, this is our thing." But he's just getting on with what he's.
No, he's not. No, he's not. You got that part wrong. The white man is not just getting on with his business. The white man is trying to stop you from setting up that school actively. Because white supremacy exists. That's what white supremacy is doing. White supremacy is preventing you from setting up that school.
It's not preventing. But it's not. Why is it not preventing? Why is it not preventing the?
Because guess what, Terra?
Why is it not preventing the Arabic school from opening there?
But is the Arabic school respected as same as Oxford and Cambridge?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, it does. No, it does. It does, Terra.
The Arabic man has his school. Yeah, various schools. There's various Chinese schools.
Okay, cool.
Because these are set up within their community. Yeah, people put their money together.
It's a good thing
to do. Yeah, it doesn't matter how racist. It doesn't matter how racist. Because you got to think, there's some countries in Europe that are very racist, and they've still got mosques. They've still got African centers because the people just set it up.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. If you got the money, you can set it up. No one can stop you from renting a building or renting a.
I believe there's a confusion happening here with you talking about positive things that should be happening and a frustration of them not happening with removing and just like letting off the entire system of white supremacy as if it doesn't matter. And it doesn't.
You see, if you're a black person, if you're a black person and you're thinking, and you've got a business to run, and in your head you're thinking about white supremacy holding you back, then you might as well close your business.
That's a dumb thing to say, man.
This is the first thing. You can't be worried about this.
No one's telling anyone to be worried. Terra, who's telling people to be worried about that when doing a business? Who's doing that?
Well, I'm just saying.
No, you're not. You're deflecting. You're deflecting. You're deflecting. You're making an excuse for dismissing white supremacy, and this is the kind of conversation. This is good.
Okay, so what are we meant to do about this? So now we know about white supremacy. What do you want us to do about white supremacy?
Well, you're even talking about certain things and suggestions that are doing things about white supremacy, but you don't do it from a position of ignoring that it exists.
What do you want to do about white supremacy? What do you want to do about it? What do you want? How would you want to eradicate white people feeling like they are a
No. See, you're getting confused. You're getting confused.
So no matter what you do to eradicate people, there's always going to be white people that are looking.
You know what, Terra? I don't think you're listening today. I don't think you're listening because you keep talking over and you're not listening. You ask a question and you don't listen to the answer, Terra, and you keep going back to things that we're not speaking about. We're not talking about white people and how they feel superior. Feeling superior is fuck all. We're talking about the system. Do you know what I'm saying? And you want to tell me, and I can't tell you as a black man, like me as a white man, that you shouldn't do everything you're saying and take the stance of everything you're saying about bettering the black community, yeah, and work within it. That's not even a conversation for me to challenge or that I want to. But you're doing it in a position of anti-black community and and dismissing the white supremacy exists and letting them off. And when we were talking about comedy, so you've gone somewhere completely different. So you're saying because of all of that, because black people are not doing enough for themselves to get out of it.
They are though, but they are. This is another misconception.
Let me finish though, Terra, let me finish.
People are sitting there going, black people, yeah, you know what? Yeah, there are black people that are poor, there are black people that are whatever. There are black people that have got businesses, there are black people that are well. In London, people I know, in Birmingham, in Manchester, in Bristol, wherever, all over the world, there is communities, there is people that are doing this. There is a lot of good pockets, yeah. Do you know what I mean? But this doesn't get highlighted. Yeah, this very rarely.
Because of white supremacy.
Yeah, because no. Do you know what? The truth of the matter is. It don't need to go that. Trust me. You think we don't need white people to mash up our own businesses. See, as black people, we don't need white.
I didn't say white people. I said white supremacy.
We're good at doing that on our own. You understand? That's the truth of the matter. Yeah, as black people, we don't want to support each other. I know it sounds like
because of white supremacy.
There are black people that do.
Because of white supremacy. Everything you say comes back to white supremacy, though.
I'm talking from experience. I'm not talking from anything. I'm talking from experience. Yeah, and a lot of people, black businesses will tell you. You know what I mean? Really and truly, we don't like to support our own. For whatever reasons, and not like we don't want to support our own, but in a lot of cases we don't.
Well, Terra, I challenge you about this all the time because you don't want to. You don't want to.
I don't want what.
When there's and Black Lives Matter is a difficult one because of all the conversations we can have or whatever. But when there is any kind of like movement for black people standing up and doing something, you stand against it. So you don't.
I do. I just go into like fucking black businesses like Bristol. I go to something Bristol.
Yeah.
Birmingham. I got plenty of places that I go to regular. Like if I'm in Birmingham,
so you're doing your thing.
I've always been like, I've always been like that. I've got my little. So that's what I'm saying. I move in them circles anyway, where I'm always in a position to support black people and get supported from other black people. But it's not like everyone's doing it. It's just like there's certain circles around the UK where, you know what I mean, people are trying. You know what I mean,
there's big movements. There's big movements of that.
But you see, with Black Lives Matter. There's no one benefits from it financially. They should have just given us the carnival. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. They're giving us the Black Lives Matter turned into a big fight in central London for the same amount of people with their so-called social distancing. They could have given us the carnival, and then them same Jamaican people could like they did every year. You know what I mean? The amount of money them jerk chicken people missed out on. What you know what I mean? So the jerk chicken person missed out on his money, and that's what I'm saying. And all these people think that the Black Lives Matter march and tearing down a statue was better than him making his money. And that's the problem. You see what I'm saying? Because people ain't looking at it. They just think, oh,
I'm saying Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter are promoting to support black business.
I'll be real with you. I don't care if you want to use the word nigger. Yeah. If you're a different race and you want to use the word nigger, that's up to you. I don't care. Like literally, I don't care if you're racist. Yeah. All I care about is I'm getting my fucking fair share of the economy. Yeah, that's it.
You're not, no,
so
are you?
That's really the most important thing.
Though. So okay, you're not. But you're not.
What do you mean?
So you're not. Like if you're
talking about, but that's cool. It doesn't matter if I'm not.
No, but
that's my bigger concern. That's my bigger concern. So my bigger concern is to get my fair share, not to get liked or not to get people to change.
So but you're still standing there, and the whole point of what I said is go back to financial, because that's what I'm talking about. That's what when I say white supremacy, that's what I mean. So when there's a system of financial like instability and financial privilege designed to not give people their fair share and to advantage.
What do they want me to do? What do they want me? You got to think, Nova. You got to think. 150 years ago, my granddad would have been a slave. So his ambition would have been just to not get whipped. Yeah. So for me, okay, I'm not saying I have total freedom or even any kind of freedom in the real sense. But what do they want me to do? Do you know what I mean?
Why is it coming back to you all the time?
I get to do what I want to do. I get to do what I want to do, be creative, and not, you understand? Like, okay, it ain't the best situation.
So you're saying it's fine. So what are you
saying? People have to understand what I come from. For people to think I'm going to sit here feeling like I'm suffering, they have to understand I come from a man who, you know what I mean? I descend from people who slept in barns and slept on stacks of hay and worked the fields cutting sugarcane. So what is me to be in this situation? It doesn't feel so bad. I could have been literally sleeping on a stack of hay if I was born 150 years ago.
You're saying the black people. What are you saying? The black people who are expressing the inequality in society and fighting against it should shut up and get over it. Is that what you're saying?
Not at all. No, not at all. Not at all.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Like I said, do your thing. Like, do your thing.
What are you saying, Terra? Because you're waffling to a degree.
Everyone's experience, innit? I can't speak for everyone's experience.
I understand. I'm not discrediting anything you're saying about your experience and how you carry yourself in your life and all of that.
Because with me, you got to remember, with me, I dealt with racism differently.
Why are you taking a stance that white supremacy doesn't matter?
No, this is what I'm saying. Because what it is with me, I had to deal with racism differently. So I never really confronted racist people, like full-on racist, violent people, until I was 17. So when that happened, I was a bit like out of my depth. You know what I mean? It was a bit of a mad one for me. I'd never really. You have to think on your feet. So after a while, I had to start doing my thing, and then I'd go around the country and I'd have little run-ins, and it just become a thing. So for me, I didn't even care anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't care if someone wants to be racist. Just give me an excuse to beat them up. And then when the police turn up, they find that it's a racist situation. They don't even want to. They don't even want to touch it. I'll be honest with you. A lot of police, they don't even want to touch it. Once they see it's a racist situation, they're like, you just go about your business. You know what I mean? So that's how I've seen the situation. So I haven't looked at it like, the race. I haven't looked at it like I've took an L off the racists. You understand? I know the racists have took L's off me. Yeah. So I'm all right now. I can get on with my life, and the racist can get on with his life.
So racism doesn't matter.
A lot of it does matter. It does matter, but I've done my bit. You see what I'm saying? I've done my little bit.
But what are you
saying? And I will still step up if I see something that I think is racially. I will still step up and I will still say my piece, whatever.
But you're saying it doesn't matter. But you're saying
do your thing.
We have to go back to where we started and why this conversation railed in this direction.
You know what it is.
Let me ask a question.
Go on.
You're a bit all over the place today. I don't know. You're like, cool. I get what you. And these are things. Like, you're saying a lot of things that it's not my position to challenge in some ways, but like you're saying,
you know what it is.
White supremacy, white privilege. You're saying it doesn't matter
You know what it is. What? There's not much I can do.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go on.
Go in a new direction. Like, I want a clear understanding of what you're saying about white supremacy and white privilege, and you're basically saying, because, bruv, this is why I call you right wing, because this is the stuff that Uno says. This is Uno's position.
Yes, big up to Uno.
This is Uno's position on racism.
Uno's starting his own show. Yeah,
good for him.
This talk. I'll be one of the first.
Uno is a black Tory voter. This is his position. He's like, you know, we all have the same opportunities. We can go out and do this.
No. But here's where you're wrong. See, this is what I'm saying. Well, this is the thing. Like, this is where people aren't looking at things deep enough. Uno is from a West African country.
Can we stop talking about individuals?
No, but I'm saying Uno is from a West African country whose country have got a deal with England, they're partners. So Uno, when he comes to England, he receives the same status as a middle-class white person, regardless of what you think. Yeah, regardless of what people look at, it doesn't matter. On the system, Uno receives. So technically, he does. Trust me, he does. That's why Uno can't even see he's not even aware of his own blackness, because
he's in a position of racial privilege, though. He might be middle class.
He's in position of no, but his nationality has something to do with it. You understand? So his nationality does have something to do with it, in the terms where remember, England and where he's from, they're partners. England colonized it, but they've still been.
So you're saying that actually
that's how they run it. That's why.
Because they're a colony.
This is what
you're saying, because there's a colony. But
this is how it works.
Are you calling colony a privilege?
All right, then. All right, you're saying all right. This is. All right, tell you what about the privilege, right? This is fucking right. Look, mate.
So you're saying being colonized?
No. You want to talk about white privilege? I'm going to give you something. So basically, this is what I'm talking about. If you're from Saudi Arabia, you got the privilege, or Qatar, or some of these countries, very wealthy countries, you got the privilege to come to London, buy a brand new Lamborghini, go racing it around Kensington and Knightsbridge for about 6 weeks, and then when you're going back to dump in the car. Also, if you're from the royal family, you're also allowed to bring your black slave with you in England, and you're also allowed to keep them as a slave while you're in England and have sex with them, in fucking hotels, and even murder them and get flown out the country. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm talking about. When they talk about who's got privilege, it ain't necessarily just down to who's looks like this and who's that. Just trust me, on the system it's different.
I asked you a question because you made a statement and you've just gone off on a tangent.
No, I'm telling you about privilege. This is people not from this country who have more privilege than you. You could not do that. Anything I've just described, you could not do that and get away with.
What?
You could not drive high-speed cars around Knightsbridge and play Fast and Furious in the middle of London.
This is the problem. This is what people who dispute inequality always do, is go to
you're missing the point, Nova. You're missing the point. I told you, these people are allowed to bring slaves. I know, you know what it is. It's only since one of them killed the slave in London that it all got on top. But before that, and this is only going back to like 2012. Yeah, maybe a little bit before. So imagine that, Nova. Imagine that.
The stuff you're referring to. But
when I say that Uno has got different privilege from me as a Caribbean, you have to understand what I'm talking about.
But there's Caribbean colonies as well, no?
The Caribbeans are slaves to Britain. Yeah, they're Britain's property. So
what you're saying, but are you saying that being colonized, or some circumstances of being colonized, is a privilege?
No, but it just depends how. No, it's not that it's a privilege. It's the fact. It's just the facts of the matter, isn't it? Obviously,
you're saying because Caribbeans are from a colonized country.
Yeah,
because he's from a colonized country.
It depends how they colonize it. It depends how they colonize it. Because some of the countries that they colonized, it was a brutal. So if it was somewhere like the Congo now, the Belgians went into Congo. You understand? The Belgians and the Congolese are not friends. You understand? The Belgians and the Congolese are not. Do you know what I mean? They ain't like looking out for each other like that. Do you know what I mean? With England and Nigeria, Ghana, it's a bit different. You understand? Because they was all in these crimes together. They was all in these crimes against my people together. So that's the thing. So at the end of the day, they're going to get looked after in a certain way, just off the strength of their people helped England get the cargo it needed to go and conquer the new world and make loads of money. You understand? So that's basically why he will get treated different. They're not going to look at him and think, oh yeah, he's one of them. They're going to look at him like, oh, he could be royalty where he's from. See what I'm saying? So from his perspective, he has got every single privilege of a white person, but that doesn't apply just to anybody. That applies to him. You understand? And everyone. So anyway,
exactly. So, and it's not racial. He's not got a racial privilege. So it's like we're still getting back to the point of where this started. Is why have you decided that white supremacy and privilege doesn't matter? You said it was a myth or something at the beginning.
No, it doesn't. I didn't say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me.
I feel like you kind of said it doesn't exist.
It doesn't matter. No, I don't.
We'd have to rewind the tape.
I don't think, yeah, because you know it is. Not in the same way as my man thinks it doesn't exist. I just think it's an illusional thing, isn't it? It's an illusional thing. So it's not a tangible thing.
And it is.
It's something that relies on other things to prove its existence. It relies on money. It relies on, take all that away, it doesn't exist.
No, of course it doesn't exist. But I'm saying then nothing exists. We have systems of advantage in the world.
Yeah. As a system, as a system, it exists.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the whole point. So when I'm saying, "Oh, I'm not cool with this,"
it's not a very.
When I say I don't respect the white person who takes the piss, who benefits from this privilege that does really disadvantage people, and people die from this. Like, it causes a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? This is not like a joke. Like, it causes mad problems in the world every day today. We benefit, like all white people in this country still benefit from slavery, still benefit from white supremacy. When I'm saying when you, but not in a sense of racial privilege.
You see from slavery though. You see another thing from slavery.
Can I finish something today? Can I finish one sentence today?
You've said a lot.
Yeah, but every time you just cut in. Like, don't let me land, and then you cut in. So I'm saying, and the truth is, I've made this point already, but I have to come back to it just to clarify, till we're getting somewhere with this starting point. Is that so? I'm not going to respect the person who benefits from all of those things, yeah, who benefits from the disadvantage of other races every single day, literally mocking it and taking the piss out of it. I'm not going to respect that person and go, oh yeah, that's calm. Like, to be honest, you having a humor about that, cool, that's a different situation. Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe even you finding the person funny who says it, even if he's white, that's your decision, yeah? But for me, and me watching other white people, if I'm watching white people enjoying that, I'm like, right, okay, I know what you're about. Do you know what I'm saying? And the same thing comes back to this rape comedy in the thing. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay, because you're men. We're all men who have gender privilege in the world where we don't have to experience this whole situation, like the kind of systematic oppression that women go through, that and the realities of rape culture in that same way. So I can't respect that person. Like, as a person, I can't respect you as a human being. You're like, cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm an empathetic person. I'm saying so. I'm ready for conversations. I'm ready for people to learn and change and give everybody a chance to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to sit here and agree with the person who goes, yeah, oh, it's just a joke, get over it. No.
Yeah, I can get that as well. I struggle to find anything funny about them sorts of, you know what I mean? Like, I've been in situations where people have been making them kind of jokes, and I've struggled to find anything funny about it. I don't. So, you know, but even like a lot of the times, even when it comes up in conversation, I don't even like to, you know, I never like getting involved in these conversations, because it always ends in me trying to explain someone that is wrong. And I don't think that it's the sort of thing that, like, if you told me it's wrong, innit? If I tell you it's wrong, innit? You know what I'm saying? So I find if I'm saying, okay, this is wrong, and I've got people challenging me, then I kind of just want to get out of the conversation myself. I don't really want to have to. I mean, I've had a few debates with people, like very dodgy debates, and I've just been like, you know what, I can't be having this conversation. It's depressing.
That could be said about a lot of these conversations we have, of racism, or all of these, especially inequality.
You can, but you know, when it comes down to the rape stuff, I just don't. I don't like the ban. I'm not a fan of the banter, like as a joke, and I'm not a fan of looking into these warps. I don't know how you describe them, ways of looking at it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of, some people even use the Bible. You understand? So some people have gone as far as like use the Bible to like the NIV. In the NIV, it says you can rape a woman. I have to point out that's a modern day adaptation that wasn't there before. That a man has decided, let's turn that into, understand. So that's how sinister things are. But that's the dark thing, is that your average person has got a Bible in his house. The NIV version is like the most popular versions of this day and age. He's got that in his house, which is telling him that God is telling him that if he rapes a woman, all he has to do is marry her or trade her from cattle to her dad. And this is kind of worrying. And so you have people coming from other angles where they're trying to use that to just it. And it's like, I can't be having these sorts of debates with people, innit? Like I literally just can't. And I can get why a man would just be like, you know what, I'm just going to see this person on road, move to them. But obviously, what was happening in that group wasn't as dark as that.
No, of course not. But it just ties into this thing.
But I've seen shit, believe me.
Shout out Yemi. I just noticed she was leaving comments, and she just sent me a picture of her watching. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm not. What you were just saying, the Bible. So that's why I don't like this kind of stuff, because even these little memes and jokes, and you're saying there's certain things in the Bible that like people have run with a certain narrative about. And
no, not really that. What it is, when they've translated it and used the word rape, it doesn't need no interpretation. You don't need to interpret that. You don't need to sit there. Once it says the word rape, when you understand, so that's the problem as well. The fact that you can go and check it out, it actually says that in the NIV Bible. But this is something that you've got to remember was put together in like the last 100 years.
I don't want to get into a thing of whether the Bible says that or not. But I'm just saying. No,
you showed me that.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is,
I never knew it was there.
I'm saying these things exist. In the Bible, in film, and a man sharing a meme. What I'm saying, all of these things, are just like normalizing this kind of behavior, and that this happens, and excusing it. And so I'm like, when I'm saying, nah, that's not cool, and man, I go, oh yeah, but comedy, and making an argument, they don't realize it. But I'm talking about the effects of that thing existing, that meme being shared. That meme, when I say rape culture, what we're talking about is sharing that and laughing and normalizing it has an effect in people's minds that contributes to it happening in the real world. An interpretation in the Bible, like you say, people are using as an excuse, that in turn makes people feel justified in doing it. The stuff we see on TV, the conversations we have, so when a man's arguing to me, comedy, he's arguing for the right, unknowingly probably, but he's arguing for the right to keep contributing to it happening in the real world. And I'm arguing to say, no, we need to stop it happening in the real world. And part of doing that is challenging and having these conversations. And also, it's not telling people not to have comedy and not to rap about, like Eminem got thing the other day and all this cancel culture bullshit. Cancel culture don't exist. Like, it's okay for us to have a conversation and say, hey, there's a problem with that. That doesn't mean we're cancelling it.
So next week, could we get the people from the group and have a discussion?
Because they're all gonna just come here and be fucking friendly, man.
Yeah, but you got to smoke. I think we should just get the gloves on. I think we should just get the gloves. Everyone who's got a problem with anybody, get the gloves.
That's my thing. Though. I don't have a problem with anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. I actually don't have a problem with anybody.
And everyone just have a fucking punch up. Not yeah. Everyone settle their differences. You know what I mean? Because you see the same way. There's certain people.
You know what I think? I think we should all fucking go and meditate somewhere. We should have a group meditation, bro.
What's more fun? What do people want to see? What would people rather see?
Bro. I'll tell you something, man. Meditate. It will change your life.
You know what? Look, we've got the bad slave t-shirts. We've got the new ones in.
I got the social warrior merch on.
You know what? I was gonna.
There's some comments though. Listen. Simon, not Simon. Alex Harvey. He said, and they used the KJV, and then he said, message deleted ? I don't know why, but and then he said, GMS use it to justify a rape doctrine using the KJV black human.
No, what he's saying is facts. What he's saying is
not
facts.
A culture.
That's true.
He said it's not a culture, it's a doctrine.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's a next thing in itself. That's there is a doctrine out there which is quite dark. It's quite a dark.
And he said it actually says that man should be put to death for rape, rightfully so.
Huh?
And he said it actually says put to death for rape.
Yeah, but that's not real. They don't acknowledge that part. They acknowledge they say this is. I can show you. I don't want to share it on here. I can send you some links of the leaders actually.
Anyway, Terra, I think I need to wrap up. We've gone over. We didn't even talk about the fucking.
Well, let me just tell you this. I made a video about Nova's Russia Today interview with Gene Genlock. Lives, not knives, or lives against lives, or something against something. I did a video about it. She responded saying she's not racist. I said, I didn't say you was. Back and forward. I fell asleep. I forgot to respond to her, and I've left it at that basically. So sorry we didn't talk about it more.
Maybe I said we should invite her to a conversation, so maybe we'll actually still do that, and that would be worth it. But I'm gonna have to go and change the artwork on the thumbnail.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna change? I think Genlock, do you know what it is? I don't really want to challenge what she's doing because I think she's doing.
No, I don't. I would rather.
And I don't think she's a racist.
No, I don't want to challenge.
I just pointed out how it looks. Like if I didn't know a bit about what she was doing.
But what I think, Terra, what I think I should change the picture on the thumbnail to this. I should change the thumbnail to a picture of the meme in the group that was shared that we've discussed for this entire show. So can you send that to me?
Oh my god. And
Alex just said toxic group ? Come back Nova and a lot of red flags.
All right, mate, put it this way, yeah. I'm not responsible for any of this toxicity.
I might have to get no, but you got a lot of toxic people that you keep around you though. I have to be honest. Alex is
toxic.
Alex is one of the ones who's not toxic. I like Alex's energy store.
So who's toxic then?
Simon is very toxic. Uno is very toxic.
That's your boy. I know him for you.
Yeah, but you brought him into the thing. And who else is toxic? There's loads of people that aren't, but they don't talk as much. What's his name? The other guy that done that weird stuff, Diego, toxic. He's the king toxic, like king of toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, someone should actually go and look into him a little bit. Someone should look on his computer. Someone should look on his computer.
You're making these claims, but it's
no. Someone like we should get.
I don't know what
you man are supposed to be about it in this like internet world of I don't know, QAnon and that. Like someone should hack his computer. Someone really should hack his computer and see what kind of files they find, because that guy, I don't know, bro. I don't know, and I can't keep them kind of people near me. So, nah. Alex is saying, what meme? I guess he didn't watch this from the beginning. You have to watch back and catch up, man. Do you know what I mean? But let me duck out, man. Let's wrap it. That was very good. I can't lie. That was good. That was a good conversation.
Oh shit.